I'm just going to warn you that this video is not a very entertaining video. So a few months ago, my last main upload, I made this theme park. One of the competitors, who was a subscriber, decided to choose 2 videos for me to make.
I want you to recreate the Disney castle.
Okay, so here we are. And to get started, as always, I had to just collect all the materials. Majority of them quite simple and quite easy to gather. Some of them I already had, which was easy. And then you come to the quartz. So to collect all the quartz, I decided to have a little Google, and the fastest way to get quartz is by trading. Luckily, I've got every villager trade down in my base, so I got to trading. I traded carrots for emeralds, I traded sticks for emeralds, I traded wool for emeralds, just got as many emeralds as possible, and then made a load of whatever they're called, stonecutter based villagers out by the hotel, because that's where I have an abundance of villagers now. I trapped a ton in and just got to trading. I traded all of them all the way up to quartz. I then had to go back and forth between getting loads of emeralds and then getting loads of quartz, then getting loads of emeralds, and then getting loads of quartz, and blah, 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 blah. It took a very, very, very long time, and I'm starting to regret ever agreeing to this build, which, by the way, I will put a download link to the schematic in the description below, because it is not my design. I just went on Google and searched for one. So there's that as well. Once the most annoying part of the quartz had been done, I then moved on to diorite. Luckily, diorite's quite easy to gather. I did use FreeCam quite a lot to just have a look underground, because I did not want to spend hours and hours just searching for the bloody block. Luckily, you can just use efficiency and a beacon and get a ton of diorite quite quickly. So now we move on to the wool. I did have this going on in the background whilst I continued getting a load of quartz, but I already had a sheep farm, and I essentially just duplicated that sheep farm and made extra sheep, some with yellow wool, some with blue. So that was going on in the background with a chunk loader next to it. And then whilst that was doing its thing, I just got all the other blocks, the bookshelves, which, by the way, I didn't end up using at all, and all of the concrete and other extra bits like that, and all of the quartz stairs. It was a lot of quartz collecting, a lot of trading, and it bored the hell out of me. But now we have all of the blocks and items after a very, very long time. It's 2 hours worth of footage to just recording, gathering the items. And that's not even how long it actually took to gather the items. It took way longer than that, because I didn't record every single minute. So then we move on to the actual build. And of course, I started with the terraforming to make the area underneath the build a little bit neater, so it wasn't just on a flat surface of the desert. And then we got on to building the build. I'm not going to lie to you, the entire build I just did from the schematic and time-lapse form. I didn't once come on and talk, and I didn't once record my point of view or anything. And that is mainly down to me being burnt out and bored with this world. I'm currently on day 4764 as of recording this voiceover, and I'm done. To be honest, I'm just done. I can't be bothered. Honestly, the video that did it was the hotel, because that video took me about 80 to 100 hours, I think, when it came to collecting materials and then planning it like on video and building the thing. It took a very long time, and at the same time I was trying to actually get money in real life, because I have rent to pay and all that sort of stuff. And so I just didn't like the thought of the fact that I was spending that much time and it's not, I'm not getting paid enough from YouTube to be able to supply a monthly wage. So I needed a job. No one was hiring me, so I decided to start my own business as a videographer. And over the last 8 months or so, it has kind of picked up to a point where it's actually been able to make me live. But that does mean I've got less time at home to be able to spend making these videos. So I'm moving on to a different way of making these videos. I want to do a hardcore series, which is a mix of the standard, you might say, over-the-top hardcore situation where you do a gigantic mega build and you have the cool editing, all that sort of stuff, but split it into episodes, kind of like Mumbo Jumbo's Hermitcraft. And I'm hoping that will still provide the entertainment for you guys and anyone new, whilst at the same time allowing me to be less stressed about it. So as an example, this build, this castle, rather than doing the entire build start to finish in one video like you're currently watching, I can concentrate on just doing like a detailed entrance with a bridge and a moat, for example. And that's one episode. But it will be slightly more detailed and I'll put more thought into how the entrance looks and the block palette and blah, 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 blah. But it will just be the entrance and like the moat as one of episode 1. Episode 2 could be building up the walls, so maybe there's some sort of bridge going across, and again putting thought and detail into what sort of items and blocks I'm using for the palette of the wall and making it look cool. And then the third episode is something else, fourth episode is something else, until eventually by the end of that build you have one mega build, but it's split up. So I don't have to spend 100 hours just on one video. Instead, I'm spending 100 hours on 10 videos, for example. And I'm hoping that's a new form of this Minecraft hardcore, and so it's still entertaining enough for people, but without adding the stress onto me that I'm like, oh, I've got to spend 100 hours this month so I can get a video up this month. Instead, no, I could just spend 8 to 10 hours to get a video up that month or that week or whatever it is. So I'm hoping you guys agree. I'm hoping you guys are into that idea. If not, then too bad, because that's what I'm doing. And if you want to stick around and see that, because that'll technically be season 2 of Minecraft Hardcore, then click that subscribe button. Leave a comment with any ideas for builds that you want me to make. I've used ChatGPT and it's mentioned like a medieval kingdom. It's mentioned a futuristic sci-fi sort of base thing. So if you've got any ideas, let me know and I can keep that in the memory bank. The other positive with doing a sort of episodic style is each video I upload, I can actually look at the comments and read suggestions, and then the next episode I can incorporate those suggestions, again like Mumbo Jumbo does. But rather than just the simple editing that Mumbo Jumbo does, I will still be able to do the cooler, hardcore Minecraft style editing. So kind of combine the two. And hopefully it's a little bit more chilled, kind of like the old style Let's Play, with a mix of the cool, fast-paced, intense hardcore that has kind of died out now, but is a bit more recent, and less stress on me. Hopefully you guys agree. And as promised, when I finish this, when I finish this season, I will put the world download in the description. So there's a world download in the description. There's a schematic for the Disney castle in the description. And I apologize to Smellabella because she did give me 2 video suggestions, but I shan't be doing them. I think the other one was a zoo. I did start to design that, and I just had a mental block, and instead just found this schematic. So I thought I'd do this first. So anyone new, subscribe. Leave any comments. Anyone current, stay subscribed because I am back and leave comment suggestions for builds. And at some point in the future, sometime in the new year, season 2 will start with a different format. But yeah, that's basically it for now.